It's late, real late, the kind of night where the Texas sky stretches out black and endless, stars swallowed by the weight of it all. I'm behind the wheel heading home after a hell of a day, just wrapped up a major cartel takedown, months of work, sleepless nights, and finally we nailed them. I'm beat, but there's a quiet pride humming in my chest as I cruise down this deserted highway, the hum of my engine the only sound for miles. My hands are steady on the wheel. Speedometer, locked at 65, dead legal, not a toe over the line. I'm an FBI director, for God's sake. I know the rules, and I play by them. Then I see it in my rear view, red and blue lights flashing, cutting through the dark like a knife. I pull over, smooth and calm, gravel crunching under my tires. The patrol car rolls up behind me, and I sit there, hands at 10 and 2, waiting. My heart's steady. But there's this itch in my gut, familiar, too familiar. This isn't my first rodeo. 5th time in a year, actually, and I can already feel the script playing out. The officer steps out, silhouette sharp against his headlights, and saunters over, flashlight flicking across my face, like he's sizing me up. I roll down the window, cool night air spilling in, and he leans in just enough to let me know he's in charge. "License and registration," he says, voice flat. No pleasantries. I hand him over. Jackson Carter, clean record, nothing to hide. But I see that look in his eye, the one I've seen too damn many times. I've been here before, same deserted stretches, same late hours, same nothing wrong with my driving stops. 5th time in 12 months, and it's not random. Not bad luck. I'm a black man in a suit, driving a decent car, and out here in the sticks, that's enough to make 'em twitchy. I keep my tone even, my hands visible because I know the drill, FBI or not. That badge doesn't always shield me from this. The officer's peering at my ID, then back at me, like he's trying to figure out what I'm up to, why I'm here. I'm bone-tired, fresh off busting a cartel that'd make his head spin, and all I want is to get home to my bed. But those lights keep flashing in my mirror, and I know this stop's about to change everything. So there I am, pulled over on this empty Texas highway, red and blue lights pulsing in my rear view like a heartbeat I can't shake. The officer's coming my way now, boots crunching on gravel, and I catch his name on the badge as he steps into the glow of my headlights. Deacon Walsh. He's got that strut, that puffed up chest that says he's looking for trouble, not answers. I've got my license and registration ready. Jackson Carter, clean as they come, because I know how this goes. 5th stop this year, and I'm not about to give him an excuse. But the second he's at my window, I feel the air turn sour. He's not here for a chat. "License and registration," he barks. "No, sir. No, please. Just hostility." Dripping off every word. I hand him over, steady as stone, but he snatches them like I've insulted him just by existing. He squints at my ID, then at me, flashlight blinding me for a second before he leans in close. Too close. "Well, boy," he says, dragging that word out like a slap, "what's someone like you doing out here this late?" My jaw tightens, but I keep it locked. Boy, I'm 52, an FBI director who just took down a cartel, and he's calling me boy. I've heard it before, too many times, but it still burns, every damn time. I start to answer, calm, professional. "Just heading home, officer," but he cuts me off, smirking like he's caught me in something. "You people always think you're above the law, don't you?" he says, loud enough for the night to hear. "You people." There it is, the line I knew was coming, the one that's been thrown at me since I was a kid. My hands grip the wheel, a little tighter, but I don't flinch. I won't give him the satisfaction. "I haven't broken any laws," I say, voice level, eyes locked on his. "Check the speed, check the plates, everything's clean." He doesn't like that, doesn't like me talking back, doesn't like that I'm not shrinking. Then it turns. He steps back, slams his fist down on the hood of my car, hard. Metal dents under his knuckles, a dull thunk echoing into the dark. My car, my pride, paid off with years of honest work, now scarred because he's mad I won't bow. "Get out," he snaps, hand hovering near his holster, eyes wild. "This isn't about a traffic stop anymore. I see it clear as day." It's not my speed, not my plates. It's me, who I am, what I represent to him out here on this lonely road. My heart's pounding now, but I keep my cool because I've got to. FBI or not, I know how fast this can go sideways, and it's about to. So there I am, stuck on this godforsaken Texas highway, Officer Deacon Walsh looming over me like he's judge and jury rolled into one. My car hood's dented, his fists still twitching from the hit, and I'm staring down that wild look in his eyes. I've had enough of this game. I'm not some kid he can scare. Listen, I say, keeping my voice steady, hands still on the wheel. I'm Jackson Carter, FBI director. You can check my ID, call it in, whatever you need. I'm giving him the out, the chance to back off before this gets uglier. But he doesn't check, doesn't even blink. Instead, he takes my license, my damn life in black and white, and flicks it into the dirt like it's trash. FBI, huh? He sneers, stepping closer. Sure you are, boy. Nice story. I feel the heat rising in me, but I hold it down. Years of training kicking in. It's not a story, I say, slow and clear. It's a fact. That's when I hear tires crunching gravel. Another patrol car pulls up, and out steps a second cop, Brock Simmons, badge gleaming under the floodlights. He's grinning, already in on the joke, as Walsh turns to him and says, "Get this, guy says he's FBI, but he's resisting now." Resisting? I haven't moved an inch, haven't raised my voice, my hands are still right where he can see 'em. Simmons laughs, a low, mean chuckle, and I realize I'm not just outnumbered, I'm in their crosshairs. Before I can say another word, Walsh lunges, grabs my wrist and yanks me out of the car, twisting it hard behind my back. Pain shoots up my arm, sharp and hot, and I feel the cold bite of cuffs snapping on, metal digging into my skin. I grit my teeth as blood trickles down my wrist. He's not just cuffing me, he's making it hurt, grinding the steel in deep. "What's the charge?" I manage. Voice tight but calm, because I need to hear it, need them to say it out loud. Walsh leans in, breath hot on my neck, and mutters, "Shut up, tough guy." Simmons is still laughing, kicking my license deeper into the dirt, and I get it now. This isn't about law. It's a show, a flex, two small-town cops flexing on me because they can, because they think I'm nothing, FBI or not. My knees hit the gravel, my suit scuffed, and my blood staining the cuffs, but I keep my head up. I've taken down cartels, stared down killers, and I'll be damned if I let these clowns break me. But out here, in the dark, with their lights blinding me and my own badge mocked in the dust, I know this is bigger than a bad night. It's power, raw, ugly, and swinging at me full force. So there I am, wrists bleeding, gravel still clinging to my knees as Walsh and Simmons shove me toward their cruiser. The night's swallowing me whole, those red and blue lights flashing like a taunt. But I'm not panicking, not yet. They're rough, hands digging into my shoulders, slamming me against the car door before yanking it open and tossing me inside like I'm nothing. The cuffs bite deeper. My suit's torn, and I can feel the bruise blooming where Walsh twisted. My arm. But I keep my breathing steady, my face blank, because I've been in tighter spots than this. Cartels, shootouts, you name it. These two, they're amateurs, and they don't even know what I've got up my sleeve. As they slam the door, I shift in the back seat, feeling it. The tiny, concealed earpiece tucked under my collar, wired straight to my phone in my jacket pocket. It's standard issue, a lifeline I've kept from years of field work, and it's about to save my ass. Walsh and Simmons are up front now, laughing, their voices loud and sloppy with bravado. "Gonna teach this one a lesson," Walsh says, smirking at Simmons. "Thinks he's hot stuff, huh? We'll show him how it works out here." Simmons snickers, tossing in, "Yeah, FBI boy, time to learn your place." There it is. Plain as day, their racist venom spilling out like they think I'm too beaten to hear it. My blood's boiling, but I don't flinch. I've got a plan. I tilt my head just enough, press my shoulder against the earpiece, subtle, silent, and it clicks on. My phone's still live and I whisper low under my breath, "Deputy Director Hayes, it's Carter. Illegal detainment, Highway 17. 2 officers, Walsh and Simmons. Send backup now. The line's secure, my voice barely a murmur, drowned by their gloating up front. They don't hear a thing, too busy slapping each other's backs, planning how they'll fix me. My heart's pounding, but it's not fear. It's focus. I've got the upper hand now, and they don't even know it. Every word they're spewing, every slur it's being recorded, fed straight to HQ. Backup's coming, and these clowns are digging their own graves. I lean back against the seat, the cuffs cutting into me, and let him talk. Should have stayed where you belong, Walsh mutters, glancing at me in the rear view with that ugly sneer. I meet his eyes, calm as stone, and think, keep talking, pal. You're done. You just don't know it yet. Out here, in their cruiser, they think. They've got me trapped, but I'm not the one who's desperate. They are. So there I am, cuffed in the back of Walsh and Simmons' cruiser, the night pressing in thick and heavy around us. They're driving now, veering off the highway onto some winding back road, the kind where the trees swallow the stars, and no one's around to hear you scream. My wrists are raw, blood trickling down my fingers, but I'm calm, ice-cold calm, because I know what's coming. They don't. Up front, they're getting cocky, their voices low and mean, tossing around plans to take care of me. Walsh glances back, eyes glinting in the dark. End of the line, tough guy, he says, smirking like he's won. Simmons chuckles, cracking his knuckles. Should have kept your mouth shut. They pull into a secluded clearing, nothing but dirt, and shadows, and kill the engine. My heart's steady, but I feel the shift. They're not just flexing anymore, they're escalating. Walsh steps out, yanks the back door open and grabs my arm, dragging me onto the ground. Gravel bites into my knees again, and he looms over me, breath hot and sour. You think you're something special? He snarls, fist balled up like he's itching to swing. Simmons circles around, grinning, adding, time to learn respect, boy. That word again. It's a match to my fuse, but I don't light it. Not yet. I just stare up at them, silent, because I hear it first. A faint thrum in the distance, growing louder, cutting through the still. Then it happens. The sky roars to life. Helicopter blades, sharp, relentless, slice the night apart. And suddenly, the clearing's flooded with light, beams stabbing down from above. Walsh freezes, fist still raised, and Simmons stumbles back, squinting up like a deer caught in a spotlight. I stay still, gravel under me, and let a slow, hard smile creep across my face. Tires screech nearby, SUVs rolling in fast, and before they can blink, federal backups here. Armed agents spill out, rifles up, voices barking orders. Hands. Where we can see 'em, down now! Leading the charge is Deputy Director Hayes, my right hand, my brother-in-arms, storming forward with that steely glare I've seen take down worse than these two. Walsh drops his arm, face draining white, and Simmons just gapes, hands half raised like he's forgotten how to move. Hayes strides up, eyes locked on me first, checking I'm in one piece, then flicks to them. You're done, he says. Voice like a blade as agents swarm, cuffing them faster than they can stammer. I push myself up, ignoring the sting in my wrists, and stand tall as the chopper hovers overhead, its roar drowning out their pathetic excuses. They thought they could break me out here in the dark, but I called the cavalry, and now the night's mine. So there I am, standing in that dirt clearing, the chopper's roar still thrumming overhead, its lights painting Walsh and Simmons in stark, guilty white. Federal agents are everywhere, guns drawn, voices sharp, and Deputy Director Hayes is front and center, cutting through the chaos like a blade. He's got that look, the one that says heads are about to roll, and he locks eyes with me first, checking I'm still breathing. Then he turns to Walsh, who's got his hands half up, sweat beading on his forehead. Uncuff him, Hayes snaps, voice low and lethal. Now! Simmons fumbles with the keys, hands shaking, and I feel the cuffs snap off. My wrists are bruised, bloody, but I'm free. Walsh tries to stammer something. This is a misunderstanding. We didn't... but Hayes shuts him down cold. "Save it! You're under arrest. Assault, illegal detainment, abuse of power, hands behind your backs." The agents move fast, slamming cuffs on them, and I watch the realization hit. Walsh's sneers gone, replaced by a wide-eyed panic, and Simmons just stares at the ground, muttering curses under his breath. They thought they were untouchable out here, kings of their little fiefdom, but now they're the ones in the dirt. Tables turned so hard they're spinning. An agent hands me my license, dusted off, still mine, and I pocket it, standing tall as they're hauled to the SUVs. I rub my wrists, the ache throbbing under my skin, and take a deep breath of that cool night air. The chopper's still circling. Hayes barking orders, but for a second it's just me and the weight of what's happened. This isn't just my win. I feel it deep in my bones. It's for every soul who's been pulled over, pushed around, called boy, or worse, with no badge, no backup, no voice. I've got the scars now, yeah. My suit's torn, my car's dented, but I've got something bigger, the power to make this right. Not just for me, but for all of them who've been where I was, staring down a fist with no help coming. Tonight, help came, and these two, they're done. Hayes claps a hand on my shoulder, nods like he knows what I'm thinking. "You good, Jackson?" he asks. I flex my hands, wincing but steady, and say, "Yeah, let's finish this." Walsh and Simmons are shoved into the back of a cruiser. Ironic, isn't it? And as the doors slam shut, I know it's over. Their badges won't save them now. Justice rolled in, loud as that chopper, and I'm still standing. So there I am, strapped into the chopper as it lifts off from that dirt clearing, the Texas night fading below me like a bad dream. Walsh and Simmons are gone, cuffed, booked, their smug little world shattered, and Hayes is beside me, quiet, letting me process. My wrists are bandaged now, the sting dulled by adrenaline, but my mind's racing, not with anger, not with revenge. No, it's bigger than that. I'm staring out at the black horizon, the rotor blades thumping like a heartbeat, and I'm thinking about every stop before this one. 5 in a year, countless over a lifetime. Every time I kept my hands at 10 and 2, every boy I swallowed, every dent in my pride I let slide. This time, I had backup power, a way out. Most don't, and that's gnawing at me hard. By the time we touch down at HQ, I've got a spark, a plan, something real. I'm not just an FBI director who survived a bad night. I'm a man who's seen the cracks in the system up close, felt them cut my skin. Revenge won't fix that. Accountability will. I call my team in, still in my torn suit, bloodstains and all, and lay it out. Community outreach and police accountability. It's not just a program, it's a mission. Training, oversight, real-time reporting, tools to stop the next Walsh and Simmons before they start. I've got the clout, the scars, and the will to make it happen. This isn't about me anymore. It's about the folks driving home late. No badge to flash, no chopper to call, just hoping they make it through the night. The sun's rising as I step into my office, the sky streaking gold over DC. My desks, piled high, cartel files, memos, but I push them aside and pull up a blank screen. I start typing, fingers steady despite the bruises, pouring everything into this. Every stop, every slur, every time I saw that look in their eyes and knew why. 2 bad cops are down. Yeah, Walsh and Simmons won't wear a badge again, but they're not the end game. The real battle's bigger, uglier, baked into a system that lets them thrive until someone like me says enough. I've got the power to change it now, and I'm not stopping, not for my wrists, not for my pride, but for every soul who's been where I was, with no one to hear them. I lean back, sunlight spilling across my desk, and feel it. Purpose, sharp and clear. The cartel takedown was a win, sure, but this is my fight now. Those red and blue lights don't own me anymore. I'm taking them back, one step at a time for all of us.